Question was gonna be, when we talked on Friday, you said you were gonna be looking to shave some numbers.
I did.
Okay, and I don't know, does everybody know those
Nope,
savings?
we'll point those out.
Okay.
Perfect.
So, on the first page, the tax sale line,
Yep,
I shaved $5,000 off of that.
that
Okay.
works.
What tax, where is it?
Okay, so this is the proposed number after it's shaved?
Yes.
Okay, all right, sorry. I don't mean to be outside the program.
No, that's okay. We had previously been budgeting 25 a
Yep,
year.
I got you.
So,
Well, the 25 we budgeted, wasn't that to purchase taxes, to buy taxes, right? Buy houses that were
Yes,
taxed? Yeah,
that's
okay.
right.
So we put it
Dilapidated.
down to 20, okay,
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
so I just shaved that one.
25 is too much anyway, but we had some properties at the time.
We also, get my notes on here.
What the heck is that?
This is hard because people don't realize my window is not open right now. I know on highway, after talking with Scott, the paving line, which would be on page, I believe,
Yeah, numbered, right?
page 3 at the top, blacktopping. Originally, he had 210, and so I brought that down to 200 for next year, which he was hesitant to do that just because the cost of material and,
Right.
you
Right.
know, everything has gone up so much, but.
There's no rollover, right? No, we used all of our paving money this year?
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. We saved a little bit.
Mhm.
And then on the last page, the grant matching funds under economic development. I dropped another 5,000. So 15,
Last
and that
page.
hopefully should cover the rail trail. If they can solidify easements, that should cover, I think, the town.
What's the luck of getting those easements? Has anybody made any progress?
I'm not on that project, so I'm not sure.
I just don't know how many more years we're gonna keep going with that. It's been, what, 25, 20?
So under the grant program, is that where it was?
Right, yep,
You're down to 15?
yep.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't see that line.
It's on this last, second to the last page.
Oh,
Sorry.
second to
Oh,
last,
second
I'm
at
the
sorry.
bottom.
Okay, yeah, okay, I'll find it.
Yeah, I heard last two.
Sorry.
No problem.
I heard.
So,
Grant matching
it down
funds.
to 15, it was 20.
Yep.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So that's where the 20,000 came from, and
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. And that was it?
yeah, those
All right,
are.
well, I was down to we're at 3. Nice, because that was the
You
goal.
know, I was gonna say, and not that, got an email last few days about library fundraising, and we're increasing their appropriation. I don't know if we could save a little bit of money there. I don't mean to stir the pot, but, you know.
I think we
Stirring my
already
pot.
I think we already dropped down from what they really wanted.
What did
Oh, they wanted
Well, no,
65
we
or
still
No,
something.
we dropped
increased
it.
it.
We still increased it.
Increased
Still
it from
increased
last
it.
year, yeah. I do know, she'd called me, something about outside lights have to be fixed. There's no outside lights upstairs or downstairs. I'm like, is it just a bulb? I don't know.
Probably, could be.
So I have to get an electrician to go over
And turn the bulb.
and check.
Maybe one of the town guys could check first.
Yeah, I can change light bulbs.
Can't we? Ask-
So it's the one
Ask,
above upstairs doorway and the
I
one
can't,
down
but-
below.
Somebody
Why
can.
don't we ask the town guys to see if.
They can go
and-
check
And
out.
if it isn't, we'll call somebody.
Yeah, and then, her phone call was also that it was 65 in there. She turned the heat up to 70 because it was still cold. And, it doesn't seem to be going above 65. But it's been so cold outside, my house
My
is
house
doing the
is
same
cold.
thing.
Now-
I was gonna say, it's an old house.
Yeah.
I have an old house and I
Me
have the
too.
same problem after it gets
Same thing
cold.
here.
So, yeah.
So
I
I
put a blanket
didn't,
around
I
it.
didn't do anything about that because it was 65, because if it wasn't working, it would be down below 40.
Well, did we put a new furnace in there or not?
Yes,
Yes.
3 years ago.
If there's something wrong with the furnace, the guy will come and,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, she thinks it might have something to do with the thermostat. I
Well,
don't think so,
call-
I think
Call
it's,
the guy, why can't she call the guy?
What is it, what was it?
she's,
Is it
she said it
John?
was 65 and cold in there, so she turned it up to 70,
Today?
and,
Yeah. Did it go
no. She left me a message yesterday about the day before.
Okay.
Did
Could
it
be
go
a
It
up?
was-
thermostat
was
problem,
at 30,
like in your
it was
dad's
30
house
below. Come on. We're on a
Right?
hill in the wind,
Yeah.
it's
I know my
not.
thermostat is registering
It's
lower than
touchy,
it,
yeah.
but the house is warm enough, yeah, so.
Yeah.
She can make a phone call to the
Right,
furnace
well-
people.
Yeah, but instead of her calling them, she calls me because I think that's what they're supposed to do, aren't they? Before just hiring people to come in and work on stuff?
Well, if she's gonna pay for it, she can hire them.
No, she doesn't, we do.
So, moving on.
Yes,
um,
I'm sorry.
So you're looking at a 3% increase at this moment.
For
That's
the
with-
entire budget.
That's without, voting in
appropriations.
any appropriation. So
Right.
That's how
gonna
much,
add
another
penny, 1.2.
Yeah,
So.
but that does include a TA position,
Yep,
It does,
and
yes.
it includes the increases in the police contract,
It does.
okay? And the water sewer doesn't impact it because it's, because the SOS contract,
So
but it's off the board here.
It's on the contracts in there though, I believe,
3 cents on 1,000, correct?
yeah.
That
yeah.
3 cents on a
Is it
hundred.
10,000?
100 or 1,000?
On 100,
Isn't it a penny on 15,000?
yeah, that's correct.
Yes.
You put me on the spot.
I'm sorry, no,
One cent on
say
No, the
50,000.
tax is calculated per
It's 3
hundred.
cents.
per 100, okay.
Yeah,
So 3 cents per 100 of your household
Value.
Correct.
right.
Where am I getting 1 cent on 15 then?
I'm sorry?
Where am I getting?
Oh,
one-
every 15,000
Yeah.
added to the budget is another penny,
Penny,
right?
yeah,
Roughly.
okay.
Yeah,
Roughly.
roughly.
When is the,
I know.
when is the appraisal gonna be finished?
3 years.
3 years, so we got some time.
So with the appropriations, that's potentially another 21,000 added to the budget.
It's another
Something
penny.
else, yeah.
Did you want to approve the appropriations listed on here right now? Last year with COVID, petitions were waived, and so the
When
one
is that
new,
COVID again?
the one new appropriations request at the bottom was added for Northwest Unit for Special Investigations.
We've had that on before, haven't we?
No,
Was there anything added last year
That-
without the petition? Just that?
just that one.
Okay.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of
Everything
last
else
year.
had been,
On before.
right,
Okay.
and they usually submit a request.
Yeah.
Right, but
I
they have
gotcha.
to get signatures if they do that, and with the COVID,
I understand.
yeah,
No, I just
right.
wonder if anybody got on
Well,
there without signatures last year.
The
That's
way
what
we
it is.
used to do it though was if they were on the year before, they didn't, you only had to get signatures once.
That's
Right,
correct.
Yeah, and
That's
then
right.
if you were new, you had to get signatures, and that would
Right.
last you for the next,
Right.
unless we
Or
said
the select
get off.
board
Or
can
the select board said
put
no.
So
the
this is a
appointment.
new one without a petition. And I had originally sent this other
Watershed mentor.
request a letter stating, you know, due to COVID, the petitions were waived last year. We request a formal appropriations request with the petition this year. I'm not sure the letter made it to its destination.
Okay. What's the organization? Oh, sorry.
Something we've never done before.
Watershed mentoring.
Oh, we don't have any statistics
So
or
bef-
anything.
But anyway, before I create the warning, I would like to know
Mhm.
what you're agreeing to put on there.
They only want $1,000, I'd say.
Well, I know, but everybody wants 1,000.
Yeah, but you know, it's
I know.
What's it for?
a
Mentoring.
mentoring program. I'm surprised, who's the woman that used to write The Optimist?
Oh, Heather.
Yeah, she did all the
She moved out,
mentoring
she moved
programs
away,
in
though,
town.
yeah. And when did you get those?
January 3rd it's dated.
Yeah. It was recent.
Um,
Usually appropriations
yeah.
requests are
I'm also-
end of November and.
Right, I know, that's what I'm saying, it's kind of late.
Usually.
I'm also seeing something else, and not to deviate from this, but what is it, Turning Point, or somebody's coming to town? It's a counseling agency.
Turning Point's a good program.
Yeah, but I don't think
But if they didn't
they're
ask us
coming
for
with the
money-
handout.
No,
Yeah,
that's good.
yeah, no,
Well,
I'm
and they may be
just saying
sponsored
that they're out
by
there.
Notch too, you never know.
Yeah, that's right,
Never
okay.
know.
They probably are.
Yeah,
They'll
Okay.
I
probably
would
do
say they
something with
probably
all of
are
that stuff.
sponsored or have.
Do you
Okay,
know any information about it, Kylie?
I don't.
Okay.
okay, I just thought I'd,
No, we don't need to look for extra.
yeah, well,
But I mean, if they ask, that's
That-
one thing.
I think that would be a
But I
great
think
program to
Notch
have
is
here in town.
probably supporting something like that.
okay,
Not that I'm speaking to them, but.
gotcha.
How much did you say extra with the request we have already?
That's not figured into this. so
No, I
this is
know,
just
I
our
know it's
budget.
separate, but if, how much do you figure?
It's probably another cent, a little over
Well,
a
with or
cent.
without that, that's what I'm saying. If we put that in, it's gonna stay about the same.
It's gonna be a penny and a half,
Right. Penny and a half.
plus the 3
Yeah,
from
yeah,
our
yeah, yeah,
regular
yeah, I get
budget
that.
process.
It's 3 cents and then potentially another penny.
I mean, these are great programs to have in town.
Yeah, I know.
I agree. I think, you know, at the current time, I would go ahead and approve it, but.
I would second it.
Because, you know, if we get flooded with 1,000 different organizations that are
That's different.
duplicating work,
Right,
then we have to
yeah, we have to start
consider, or
looking
we
at
have
them
to.
and calling them, yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean, I don't see a lot of mentoring programs on here.
Right.
And, you know, we gotta get the younger people involved in this community, so.
And the Northwest Unit for Special Investigations, we are gonna go through and keep that on there, even though they didn't.
Well, that's
Give
what
us-
I'm asking.
I would approve that to be on there. I know they didn't do a letter, but because we did give it to them last year, and it's a great program.
Well, did they ask
You
for
and I
it
had
this
talked-
year though?
No, they did, they submitted.
Okay, if they asked us, that's different than just us handing it to them, so,
Right.
yeah. I mean, if they requested it, then,
No one's dropped off the list, have they?
no.
I'm just-
We've kicked
Not-
people off
not
before.
since I've been
Okay,
here, no.
all right, no, because there used to be a couple that were, I don't know, the blind or somebody were gone for a
Yes,
few
yeah,
years.
yeah, yeah.
But,
Yeah.
it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need a motion to approve those?
I think
I
when we
mean,
approve
once
the
you
budget,
approve the budget, I just
Okay.
wanna make sure everyone, no one wants to take anything
Right.
off or.
the budget, approval of the whole budget will be enough for everything
Okay.
that's in it.
After you add that?
Yeah,
Right.
You
Right?
would like me
But
to
we
add
know
that?
that-
Yeah,
that's
I
in
would
there
say,
now.
go ahead and add that
Yeah.
Okay,
organization onto there.
okay,
So you're looking for a motion to approve?
the budget,
Yeah,
so I
the
can-
budget.
well, you're done, we're all done, we're gonna
I mean,
approve
unless
the
you
budget
have
now.
anything else you
And it's
want.
gonna be a how much, 3-cent tax raise? 4 and a half, if we do the articles.
Right,
So
The current rate was what, 52?
it was 0.9684.
Oh, 96?
8.
So it's basically a 3% increase.
3%, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So-
I would make a motion to pass the budget as it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree, so,
Moving on.
I think
moving on to
that
what?
was our
Water
goal.
and sewer.
Well, we have to vote on the budget, are we voting?
Yep, no, go ahead.
All right, we haven't voted, we've just made a motion.
I made a motion, he
I
seconded
seconded
it,
it.
and he agreed.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Now you can go on.
Okay, sorry.
That's all right.
Water and sewer, same thing. Nothing has changed here. You just needed your vote on the water and sewer budget.
What is the budget?
So,
Oh, you got it here.
yeah, so the water went down a little bit from last year due to some
We're
property
done.
insurance went down. It pretty much stayed the same, but the insurance went down.
Sewer went up.
But sewer went up because of, we're budgeting for that.
The projects
Yeah.
that,
Need to be done.
need to be done, yeah.
We've been
Mainly
over this
that.
one pretty
pretty thorough.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, you usually do this one beforehand.
if anyone has anything, I would make a motion.
I'll second it.
So make the motion with what the rate is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, say it.
Gotta go back to it now.
Yeah, okay. Water. Are we doing water and sewer both together?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're talking about, make a motion to accept the $407,235 budget for the water.
Yeah,
And,
407.35, did you say? Well, yeah, whatever it is, okay.
and
Sewer is,
sewer, $340,477. Make a motion to pass that.
And I'll second it.
all those in favor?
Aye.
I'm gonna abstain because I don't understand it
I know.
entirely. Because we had that one meeting and I just,
I just know we have to have it, that's why I'm voting yes. Nobody wants to vote for increases.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I need to.
please don't be offended by that.
I'm
Because
not,
I
you
know.
have a right to, any
Okay.
of us have a right
We
not
have
to
our
vote with
opinions, we
everybody
have
Yeah,
else.
to.
no, I just.
This
I-
isn't a dictatorship, you know, we vote.
No,
vote what we want,
I just
yeah.
didn't understand all of the capital expenses and rollovers and funding and that kind of thing. I'm sure someday it'll sink in through my thick skull. but-
Nice.
So I
All
think
right.
that's all you needed me for.
That's it?
That's
Oh, we're done at 3:30, but somebody's coming to our meeting at 4, you think?
I believe so.
Okay then.
Are we starting the meeting now?
Well, not till 4, because it's. Andy, why don't you start with what you just were talking on the phone about?
So the fire department, I've been working with Kylie and Melissa Johnson about a grant that's through FEMA and what we're looking to do. We don't know if we can put in for an engine, but it looks like we can put in for PPE, which would be bunker gear and
Nice.
air packs and a compressor to fill the air packs, and you're probably talking those, just the
Yeah.
safety part, those items are about 200,000.
Wow.
The engine's probably upwards, it's over 400,000 if we were to get something like that. So she's been working on it, we've been getting numbers throughout the week. And
This is FEMA money?
This is FEMA money, so basically what Melissa was saying, we'd like to get approval to have either Kylie or myself sign off for this grant.
And this is a FEMA grant.
Yep.
I make a motion, any more discussion on it? I make a motion, you go ahead with Kylie and apply.
I second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we
I
pass.
abstain for that.
Yeah, yeah, pass. Yeah.
Hold on, let me get the
Yeah,
names of
I'm
these people that
waiting,
just
I'm
came in.
Oh, we didn't do a pledge, but.
Can
we've
you
already
just,
started.
Sorry.
Say your names for him, Justin.
Oh, Justin
Yeah.
Shepherd.
yeah,
Kristen Shepherd,
okay.
Levi Irish, Economic Development
And
Coordinator.
Michael, and Michael's here. Michael.
And I should have stated as well, the planning commission.
Yeah,
Josh,
Yeah.
that's okay. I'm sorry, what was your name?
Kristen Shepherd.
Kristen.
This is my wife.
Kristen with a K?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
I only started with that other thing because it was fresh in our mind, but I'll recognize the business first.
Okay.
Who wants to start?
I'll start.
Okay.
Okay, we are here to discuss putting the cannabis initiative back on the ballot this year again. I know that last year we spent a lot of time talking about the benefits to the community, and I guess I could go into all of that, or I could just say, what are your questions and where do we go from here?
The only reservation I have, because I mean, we were okay with it last year, was why didn't you get it on before? Why didn't you put it to us as a petition so we could have voted on it before?
That's a great question. I apologize for that. I was out sick, and
Okay.
this has
Oh, I
become a
was
more
too.
recent. Yes, I know.
I'm back.
Good. I'm glad. This has become a more recent initiative that we're kind of like, we've got some more community support around, and people have been aggressively pursuing me around this.
Okay.
And I just want to say that Kristen's in mental health and healthcare fields, and I think that it's really important that, you know, we have a group of people sitting here, and we have others in the community that are really interested in
Do
pursuing
you have a
this as
spot
well.
for it, a place? A
We
building?
have a building owner who's very interested in pursuing this, so
In
yeah.
this room?
No. They weren't able to make it,
All right,
so.
now, do you have it written up? Do you have it so
I
everybody can
believe,
see
I
it?
don't have
Read
it
to
on
us.
me. Yes, let me pull it from my phone right now.
Okay.
It's the same language that I had
Before.
sent, but I,
But, yeah, I know, but I didn't, I came here from somewhere else. and
yeah, I
didn't
know,
with it.
sorry, So the language that's recommended, that's been used in other communities is someplace, definitely someplace.
Yeah, if you just read it so it's on the camera, so we have it, so if
Yep.
we do vote one way or the other, we can.
Shall the town of Richford permit the operation of cannabis retailers that are licensed by the state of Vermont under Act 164, beginning in October of 2022? Such sales also being subject to any city ordinances or regulations that the town of Richford may lawfully adopt.
Have you checked on any local restrictions?
So, there's not local restrictions, they still wanna keep local ownership, but what the recommendation is that the community is able to, have a local option tax. Attorneys recommend 4 to 5%, putting 2% into, a certain fund, and or allowing the voters to choose what they want, for that in the decision-making process. We can also implement local licensing fees. And again, I would recommend whoever it is that owns this, donate 2% of profits without stipulation, and that helps maintain local control.
Okay, now then my next question is, and I'm sorry I'm asking so many, but I need to make it clear. The owners pay a tax to the town, but that isn't in the vote.
It would be the town.
Town would
Town's
do it
responsible.
after the fact, though? I mean, or does it have to be in, when the vote for the cannabis?
No.
It
All
can
that-
be later?
Yep, all that we're saying is that we are saying that it's okay to have one of these facilities in our community.
Okay,
And then
there's
the
nothing
town
about
could-
tax in the,
No.
or anything, that would have to come after, it would be up to us?
Yes.
But it stipulates in the
In that-
verbiage
that-
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
just
that
read
we
that.
can do it,
Yeah,
yeah,
we
but that
can,
doesn't, it
yes.
doesn't
Well,
make it
no, but
legal
they
until you do
have,
it.
they have responsibilities to the state and
Yeah, yeah,
and
well,
so on
yeah,
and so
yeah.
forth. so-
And does it take long, that's how long it would take to get licensed or whatever you do through the state?
So, yeah, state licensing is really set up for local control, and so what they attempt to do is keep those slightly lower so that it can be small business owned, because they don't want us to have large business come in and take over the industry.
Did I ask you already, do you have a spot picked out?
We have a
You don't have to
building
say
owner
what it
who's
is, just-
interested.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions?
I personally think it should be, so.
I'm thinking, you
I'm
know,
all for it.
I'm thinking, you know, what the benefits would be to the town,
Mhm.
including the tax, so.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, so, yeah, one thing that the attorneys said to us, it was very clear, they said, you know, they wanted to make clear that retail is a high-end business, and we know that there is room for other businesses, but we'd still have, it wouldn't make this business less, even if Montgomery got something first. We need to think about the border coming through, you have 60% out-of-town people that use it. It's really not aimed at the people who live in this community, the usage that we see, and that it
It's a
puts a
brilliant tourist.
huge amount of money on our grand list,
Yep.
long-term.
It
the
is.
Thought process.
So financially,
Like,
like,
you are
it's a
going for that.
no-brainer, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I-
that the
There's a
tourism
lot of
factor
people.
would
Yeah.
play a huge
I think
economic
it's
role.
something
Yeah, if they
that
ever
other
open the
things
border
that-
again.
In the.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
The,
they ever
uh,
open it.
Other
I would-
issues. in-
Yeah, I will.
Yes, yes.
You know, our.
I would
Yeah.
like to make a motion to allow this item to be on the
Well,
ballot.
Let's
as-
say what the item is, so it's.
Well, whatever the wording was that
Okay,
she
well,
just read, I
let's-
can't write it all down,
I'll
I'll wait
second
till
it.
the,
Let's get the wording, or give it to Tim. Because when we're making motions, we have to be specific.
did you, you sent it to me in an email.
Yes, and I'll email it.
I have it
again,
at
so,
home too, so, but I
Well, we
mean,
have it
for our
recorded
minutes here,
No, I
yeah.
understand, and we
Yeah.
have it recorded here.
Let
Right.
me just
That's why we have to say it
pull it
specifically.
again.
Are you gonna promote it?
So last year, I think that's where we didn't do
Right.
enough, and so we'll be having a community meeting. The idea first would be, meeting with some people who are both for and opposed, so that we can be prepared to answer people's questions,
And also
so.
familiarizing people in the town with cannabis
Right.
and the differences of hemp and like the actual compounds therein and what they can do beneficially for people in need certain ways, like anti-seizure stuff, so on and
Right.
so forth.
What
Yeah.
people fall short on in this town, and I only know because I'm from the newspaper business, if you don't like the paper, that doesn't matter. You need to advertise and you need to make it to the public, and you can't say, I don't like him, or I don't, you gotta have an article
In the paper.
so that people can read it and publicize it, otherwise you've just got the people that you, involve, that are it for it,
I
you
can
know?
jump on
Yeah.
board with that, I mean, I'll advocate. for
Yeah,
a few
well, you need to
That'd
go
be
to Greg or whoever owns papers, and who, I don't know who does the Messenger now. You have to make
Yeah.
it public, or,
Yeah, we know that this did not lose by a huge amount last year, and advertising started at town meeting, and that was too late for any of our
exactly,
absentee ballots,
exactly.
so,
Nobody ever listens to me.
I know.
I know.
I know. So the language that I propose is, shall the town of Richford permit the operation of cannabis retailers that are licensed by the state of Vermont under Act 164, beginning in October of 2022, such sales also being subject to any city ordinances or regulations that the town of Richford may lawfully adopt.
Now, let's say this thing goes south after, if it's voted in and everybody's happy with it, and something happens. Whatever is our recourse to say, we can't do this anymore?
Tell me what that means, going south.
That means if all of a sudden we get an influx of, well, we already have, but you know, people on the
Okay.
street laying around, and
Okay,
this is the cannabis
that's a
capital of the world.
misconception right there.
Yeah.
People that go to these dispensaries have money.
Yeah, I
They
know.
have to.
No, they have to
And
have
they have to
money.
have money, and then they go.
Because-
It's valued a lot higher
You
than
can-
street
So
value.
Justin's gonna answer this
Oh,
one.
okay.
Yeah, so I don't
But-
actually see that happening
No.
for a few reasons. One, you already actually
Said it,
an
yeah.
anecdote of it.
Right.
Yeah, there's already an influx of hard drugs in this town that
Right.
I actually feel like it would be the opposite. I feel like that it would drive that sort of culture and element away.
Underground, go away.
And bring in a lot, because it's not just, it's not 1973 anymore. It's not just hippies.
Come
and-
on.
It's not just hippies and
Yeah.
bums smoking
Right.
cannabis anymore. I mean, there's doctors, lawyers, everybody uses it. I mean, it's legal on a
Yeah.
state level now.
Yep.
And, the tide's turning, so I think it's actually economically viable. I think it's actually a lot healthier option than some legal drugs, like, and I remiss to call them drugs, but like nicotine or
Yeah.
alcohol.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a lot healthier option that way. I mean, there's never been a recorded, and even in laboratory studies, there's never been a recorded overdose. I believe, in theory, it's that you have to consume over 14 pounds in under an hour, which is physically
So
impossible.
this is just pot.
Yes.
Cannabis, yeah, cannabis.
Cannabis, it's not any of the other
I call
stuff.
it pot, you call it
When you
cannabis.
look at,
Well, it'd be edibles and it'd be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And stuff like
so
that.
when you look at, OxyContin, it is one hydrogen atom away from heroin, right?
Yeah,
Like,
no
we don't
shit.
see anything like this. But I think the common misconception is that cannabis is a gateway drug, and I just found this quote that I think is so relevant to real life. Cannabis isn't a gateway drug. Alcohol isn't a gateway drug. Nicotine isn't a gateway drug. Caffeine isn't a gateway drug. Trauma is the gateway. Childhood abuse is the gateway. Molestation is the gateway. Neglect is the gateway. Drug abuse, violent behavior, hypersexuality, and self-harm are often symptoms, not the cause of much bigger issues. And it almost always stems from a childhood filled with trauma, absent parents, and abusive family. But most people are too busy laughing at the homeless and drug addicts to realize that your own children could be in their shoes in 15 years. It's about communication, rehabilitation, and empathizing. And I think that we, like Justin can speak for hours on cannabinoids and the impact that they have to actually help in rehabilitation of some of the trauma stuff, so. I think that the push, again, like last year, is that we don't wanna have the type of building here that is,
Corporatized.
yeah, and we wanna make sure that it's almost dispensary-like. We wanna be helping our older generation who doesn't know where to access things. we saw in Rutland recently where there was an overdose because marijuana was laced with,
Fentanyl.
yeah,
Fentanyl.
and like
Fentanyl,
this,
that's
all over all the
actually, this minimizes
wasn't
that
true.
because everything is standardized, it has to be packaged, it has to be overseen.
But you're not
Where-
gonna get the people that are smoking dope with fentanyl.
Exactly.
They're not gonna
No.
come and buy it from you.
When you're
No.
paying
And they
$75.
can't.
Cause they can't, cause they
Right.
can't, so
Highly
they're not, they're still
regulated.
gonna buy it
So
underground,
this,
yeah.
this marijuana that they're talking about with fentanyl, I've seen stuff, and
Yeah.
it's being laced and people are not realizing it.
Oh, I know,
Yeah.
Right, that's
believe me.
So anyone who's ever been to a drug overdose where the person's blue on the floor and you gotta
Yeah.
breathe for them and give them Narcan when they come out of it, this probably would be a benefit to the town to have this if someone wanted their pot.
They're not gonna go underground and not get the right stuff or
Exactly.
whatever.
It's gonna be getting your drugs at a drugstore or getting your drugs, I shouldn't say.
From the
it is-
corner person.
Exactly.
And you
Does
know,
it-
we envision a building where there's experts who would say, okay, you can't sleep, these are the things. We know that if you smell a strain and it smells good for you, that's your body's own cannabinoids reacting to that, and it can actually help you. If it smells terrible, don't use
And
that.
I'm glad you brought that up because your body actually produces THC and CBN and CBD on minuscule levels naturally without ever even coming in contact with cannabis. So it's actually not a foreign substance when you consume it. It's not like a hard drug like cocaine or heroin or Oxycontin. Your body recognizes it instantly and doesn't want to discard it. It wants to absorb it and use it medicinally in the most like pure form it can.
And we know this is coming, either we benefit or somebody else comes in and then we don't have that control,
Exactly.
you know? If we can keep it local, that's what we wanna do.
There's so many
Well-
people that use it for post-traumatic stress syndrome, stuff like that. I mean, and it helps because most of those people are turning to alcohol, which causes them to become violent and angry and when they go that, they're not violent, they're not angry, they're calm, they're fine, they're talking, they're working, There's a huge thing for this. I
They're
truly,
at select
I'm
board
100%
meetings?
behind it.
Oh,
What'd you say?
one question that I have is, it's Act 164, is that it?
Yes,
The individual retailers establish the price points for all of this stuff?
And that was my question.
yeah, because we want local control, but obviously it needs to be a competitive price point. And
Well,
then
but
the
it's-
board's
it's-
born this year,
Yeah,
so.
but it's going, with all of the taxes and stuff built in, it's significantly higher than street prices.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But-
Which is
but-
a joy, right? From the economic development perspective,
Yeah,
that's a
Well,
joy.
yeah.
Because
No,
if
I-
I'm going to Jay and I'm coming through Canada and
Yeah,
I
I
know I
gotcha.
can buy up there, but I can't cross, well, I know where I can go. I know what
Yeah,
border
right.
I'm gonna use.
And actually, it's not a lot higher than.
Yeah,
It's pretty comparable. It's
Yeah.
like Levi said, it's pretty competitive pricing. Really, it's not
well, a lot of it,
deterring.
it's
Well, if you're
40,
older.
40 for an eighth, and it's, but then you gotta tax up on that
Right,
40.
with taxes and
And,
stuff,
you know,
yeah.
so it's, and that's, what they're running into in all the states, but I wanna participate. I think
Okay.
it's an excellent option for this
Well,
community.
I do too.
And,
But if it's gonna
I
be
just-
people with money anyway, the
Yeah.
extra cost isn't gonna, I mean, you're gonna get
Well, no,
a
I
higher
would-
clientele probably than you
I
would on the street.
really like
Right.
it to be a serviceable number, and I don't know how that gets controlled for, like you said, seniors and people
Right.
that have shied away from it over the years for whatever reason, and it could be tremendously beneficial. And, we all had our stories and so forth, so, like I said, I made a motion, we have half a
Yeah,
motion on the
we're
floor.
just discussing.
So I'll just,
Do we
Yeah.
have a second?
we-
I second
All
it.
right, that's when
100%.
we have discussion after the second.
okay, well,
Any more discussion?
No?
All right,
I'll
ready
call
for the vote? All
yeah.
those in favor of
Aye.
putting this on the ballot, how are we phrasing it here? All those in favor of,
68
the-
well,
or 64.
Do we want to just say the language that we presented and then I'll email that to you?
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we actually have it.
Okay.
To put, well, we've got to say in the minutes.
I will
Okay,
put the
all right, all
language in
right,
here,
because I want
yeah.
to make sure that.
Well, hand me a phone and I'll read it.
You
I
don't
mean,
have to read it, but I want to make sure it's right.
it will be in there,
Okay.
just as she read it, and it's on
It's gonna
film.
be right.
It's on
Okay.
film.
Well, then but she didn't make a motion with it in it. That's what I'm getting at.
I would like to make a motion that, as per the language that was just read
Mm-hmm.
by Miss Irish.
You don't have
And
to go into detail, but you can
well as
make it
the
legal.
recorded message. And when we write up the minutes, that will be included, and that will have to be provided to the town clerk to put it on the ballot. And just as it was presented here is how it'll go to her.
Perfect.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, passed, done.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well,
Have a
it's
good one.
passed, it's on the ballot. That's all.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So,
I think with some
right
education
now.
and some meetings,
Okay.
I think
I
he'll
think you
probably
need,
go
I
through
think you've
without a
got some
problem.
work to do.
Yes,
Fine.
And you know what?
Yes.
because there is people that
Can
truly
you
think
send
it's a
it to-
gateway and it's not.
To
The
Kylie
good part
too?
is.
Yep.
And just let her know that we approved
do a
it
little
here,
bit
so
of
she can
legwork.
put it on the ballot, because she's sending all that stuff in the next day or so,
Okay.
a couple of days.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Okey-doke.
Thanks for coming, you
Have
guys.
a good evening.
Glad to be here.
Michael,
I'll be the first customer.
I'm just here.
you're here for, to
I'll
the
just
pot
make
thing?
sure you guys are good.
You gotta make sure we're doing it right, okay.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
If you
Okay,
need
go with that,
anything
right?
from me.
Yeah, I do need
Okay,
something
go
from
ahead.
you.
Go ahead.
I tried to talk to you yesterday, but I sent a couple of emails through Levi, because I didn't know what your email address, and now it's edc@richardvt.org.
Yep. That's correct.
EDC at what? ED?
Richford.
richardvt.org.
Oh, okay.
There's a very large cycling organization in Canada based out of Montreal, and that'll go back. And I'm on their mailing lists, and they're promoting travel to Vermont, and when and if it becomes available. And I just want someone to reach out to them, let them know who we are, what we can do, how we would participate, or we can set up programs for them, we can do box lunches, whatever, you know.
Okay.
Just so that we don't fall through the cracks and they all go somewhere else, okay? The other thing is, the Vermont Chamber of Commerce has an economic conference next week. It's a virtual conference. I think it's the 25th and 26th maybe,
Okay.
but you have to pre-register in order to get the Zoom access and so
Right,
forth.
yeah.
And I'm sure it's a very dry topic, but,
Yeah.
and there's a couple of modules that, you know, you don't care about the dry cleaning industry or something, you know, but
Right.
there'll be some valuable information there in terms of economic development. So I imagine you can just log in initially, and as the day goes along,
Sure.
you know, walk away from it when you need to.
Right.
But I think it would be beneficial to know what's out there, and they'll be talking about a lot of funding mechanisms and so forth. So,
Okay. Yeah.
and I sent the link to Levi. I can send it to you now that I have this.
Okay.
I think I saved it at home, so.
I can invent that for sure.
All right, that's what I had.
All right.
Okay,
Awesome.
There you go.
great, thank you.
Do you want, anything else, Michael, you wanna talk to us about? What's that?
No.
Okay.
And you forwarded the letter to Kylie, right? For the
Yeah,
book?
all the letters are,
We're all good.
yeah. we're all
Awesome.
good. All right. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So, Tim, you've got some things from Scott that you wanna,
Yeah, first of all, there's a letter here from Jessie Boone. I don't know who that is, but
yeah, she's,
asked if the town would allow from May 1st to May 31st banners to honor our veterans from World War II to present time. The 19 names that are on the monument outside near the old bank to be hung up along the main street where previous banners have been hung up. Legion will pay for the banners and any expense that goes along with the banners. Would like to also know if the town highway department would put them up at that time and be able to take them down when it was time. Legion will pay for more brackets if more are needed. Jesse's working with Tammy Graye on these, and they will be the same size as the previous banners that were done for graduations, etc. This is to honor the veterans. I am sure we would all agree. And
Jesse's the head of the Legion.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the,
I make a motion we approve.
I'll
putting
second it.
okay.
Any discussion?
Nope, not at all. I think it's great.
There is a bit of discussion. Does this conflict with the school?
I think we kind of, it was mentioned before, and they're bringing them down on the 31st of May.
Yeah,
So at that time, maybe the high school goes up.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I
They
don't,
don't
I
usually
don't know
go
what the
until
school
June
year is.
anyway.
Okay,
Yep.
that's fine.
And so,
Very good.
all ready for a vote?
Yeah,
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Yes, aye.
Aye.
Okay. The other things that Scott has here is, we have minutes from 3 previous meetings that have not been approved. From the December 6th meeting, the
Were we all-
December 20th.
He must
They-
have who's there. He was
this-
there.
Who was there?
At the 6th, me, Scott, Sherry, and Linda by phone. You were not. Oh, yes, you were here. You were here. 'Cause
Well,
you
one
conducted
time
the
he
meeting.
went, yeah, one time he had to go to,
No,
Berkshire or someplace.
December 6th you were here, if you want to
Okay.
familiarize yourself, or,
I ran the meeting?
yeah, it says right on the first line. there.
Yep.
So we can all vote. I make a motion to approve the December 6 minutes.
I'll second them.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And the December 20th meeting,
Was I
it
there?
was just, yes, you called the meeting to order with me and Scott present.
That's
That's
when you
it.
went for the,
Yeah.
okay. Well, then we can't vote on that one until Scott comes. Because
Okay.
they
All
were
right.
not here, so we have to have a
Okay,
majority.
yeah,
So
okay.
put that in the minutes, so we need to vote on that December 20th meeting at our next meeting. Yep.
Okay. And the last one is January 3rd.
We were all here, weren't we?
And yes,
I can't believe we didn't vote on them. I must have forgotten.
they just weren't on the agenda, so we skip over them, that's all. It's not a big
We'll
deal.
have to remember next time we
Yeah.
vote tonight, on tonight's minutes. I make a motion, we approve the January 3rd minutes.
Okay,
Second it.
very good.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we got that done.
Jeez. Well,
You got it?
it's somewhere.
It's right there.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, what else do I have from Mr.
Is there
Coombs?
something about towing,
Yeah, we do have the parking ban.
parking? ban?
Okay.
Yeah.
He has contacted apparently TDI, and they have agreed to do the towing at $150 per tow.
Which is not to come to us, it's to go to the person.
It goes
who
to the
tows.
tow company, yep. They paid towing at the town hall with a $20 processing fee.
170,
Yeah, and a $10 a day storage fee if they leave it
where will we store it?
Town garage.
at town yard, I guess, yeah,
Okay,
town
well, just let
garage.
me point out to you, that when we did this before,
Somebody drove down the fence.
somebody drove through the fence and came and threatened to kill us.
That was the village yard. I
Yeah, it
think
was up
he's-
here, I
I
don't
think
know.
he's putting them in the town,
Garage.
Where's
yeah.
the town, oh, up at the town.
The
garage.
bigger
the
one?
big
Oh,
one,
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
not on the side street.
yeah, okay.
And
So these people won't collect the money themselves, we have to collect it.
No, what they're gonna do is to get their, before they can go get their vehicle, they have to come here and pay us.
Right, I know,
Then
so
they'll have
Kylie's
to
gonna
go.
have to deal with all these people
Yep.
that are mad.
Yep.
Yeah, wow.
there
There won't
isn't,
be 100 of them, there's only gonna be
No,
a
there'll
couple of
only
them,
be a
and they'll
couple,
be all
and
done.
then they'll stop doing it.
Yep,
and there is a notice here, and I don't,
What's that?
I don't think it agrees with the town
Let
ordinances.
me see.
I don't believe, from what I remember talking to Scott about it, they're just being lenient
with the hours,
with the hours.
right.
It's not,
Well,
Well,
the
the
dates aren't
hours are
correct
posted
either.
though.
It's the
aren't they?
same as what's posted.
right.
He had to go with what was posted.
Yeah, exactly.
The dates say April 30th, and I believe it's April 15th, and.
November
I-
1st?
We, no, it's December 1st to April 15th. And something that we've been missing all along, and we've discussed this at some length. This is a winter parking ban. It doesn't say snow driven,
Right.
okay? And we're all saying, oh, we have to plow the streets, so that's when we want the people to not park there.
Yeah.
No,
Why
it's
don't
for the
we want-
winter.
Why don't we not want them to park anytime?
It's the
And-
winter.
And you were gonna check with the sheriff's office?
Yes, I've got to call into him, but
Okay.
the problem with that is, you say winter, you say snow? No, how do you want to phrase
How's
it?
it say
It
it on
says
there?
winter parking ban.
Yes, that's what it
Okay, then
is.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter
We're
if there's
just, when
snow
we're
or not.
talking, they have a hard time plowing the snow.
Chances
But it doesn't
would
matter, the
be-
chances
yeah.
are it's gonna snow at any point in time, and we need to be
Right,
clear for it.
You're right.
Point
And
blank.
chances are, nobody's gonna give a ticket if there's no snow.
Exactly.
Right,
You know, they're not gonna
but if
say,
you,
oh.
you know, if you
But you have
go,
that option.
if you go into it full tilt.
Uh-huh.
You have
as-
to do it
as-
straight across the
As part
board.
of the
Yes.
Black and white.
information process that says, tow this car away
Right.
because it's
Snow
on
or
the
no
street and it's
snow.
not
Yeah,
supposed to be
But
there.
remember, we don't have cops, that's the other problem, between 2 and.
I know.
No, but this says 2 to 6, but.
I
the-
mean,
the
Andre comes
ordinance-
up early, but he's headed to school too, you know. I
The,
mean,
uh,
I'll call Roger tomorrow and talk.
Well, no, actually, the ordinance itself,
Yeah.
and these are ancient.
Yeah, but we've looked at them over the
It
years.
says, Richford between the hours of 1 AM and 6 AM, but then right after that, it says 11 PM and 8 AM.
What it is Kylie was saying, the different streets. It
Right.
doesn't mention streets on there, but the business streets with the bars, you can't
And
do
then we
11
decided because we didn't have
because
as
it
many
closed at
bars,
1:30
yeah.
to 2 o'clock, you know what I mean?
Used to be 2 AM because of the bars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
But we've got
I
a
think
couple
this
bars.
notice needs to be adjusted so that it
Okay,
doesn't
and
say 2 to 6.
Then we should work on it because it takes a 30-day, I
Oh,
believe.
for an ordinance approval,
Yeah, it takes a 30-day. So if we want to change it, we should do it
But
now for
that's-
next
But-
year.
That
The-
sign
the-
actually, yes. but
This
for
is
those
the
signs-
ordinance, it's, section S 532-21, winter parking restriction. No person shall park or cause to be parked a motor vehicle under his or their control or direction, or registered in their name within the highway right-of-way of the public streets located in the village of the town of Richford, between the hours of 1 and 6 AM. And then right after that, it says 11 and 8, including Sundays and legal holidays during the period from December 1st of every year to April 15th of the following year. And it was effective July 10th, and I think that's what the 1 to 6 was, July 10th of 1978, actually.
Well, we've updated
Oh,
that, yeah,
no,
we've
it's-
updated
It's
that.
amended.
Yeah.
Amended effective November 14th, 2002.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
I was on the board.
so, and I think, that's, the original was 1 to 6, and the amendment is 11 to 8.
Or the
11 at night
opposite.
to 8 AM in the morning.
That's correct.
See, at one point it was when the bars closed at 2.
Would the parentheses be what was the original?
That's
And it was
correct.
amended to the 11 to 8?
That's correct.
Because we didn't
And
have.
notwithstanding
Yep.
the previous subsection A of this section, parking on Main Street between River Street and School Street, Province Street and River Street shall be prohibited between the hours of 2 AM and 6 AM,
That
including
was the
Sunday.
bar.
That was
That's
the
where,
bars,
that
yeah.
was the bar provision.
Right.
Okay? And notwithstanding the provisions of subsection blah, 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 shall be permitted past 11 PM for church, school, and town hall functions on
Yes.
Main Street and Church Street.
That's right, that's right.
The select board may grant by prearrangement a written temporary waiver not to exceed 48 hours for
Very
circumstances deemed appropriate and beyond the control of the applicant.
Right.
Okay? So we can adjust this language.
Well, why
To-
don't we have you work on it, because we
Okay.
aren't gonna be able to, and we're gonna have to go by what we've got this year.
Well,
And I can remember one time on my birthday, which is April 25th in St. Albans, I got snowed in front of the courthouse.
Yeah.
It was a horrible storm. And now, are we gonna say, you can still park there? I mean, and this is something else I learned. In Eastburg, they plow them in. You plow somebody in once,
yeah, I know.
and they don't do it again. But we won't do that
Well,
here.
we do, but we haven't had a
We won't.
significant enough snowfall yet.
Right.
No, but every year, I say plow, there's 3 cars sitting in front of the Dorian Hall, next door to the Dorian
I
Hall.
know.
Plow them in, make them shovel out.
Yeah,
I bet
there's
they
still-
won't plow, I bet they won't park there again.
This,
She actually got a letter from the lawyer, I told her to send it to John and send it to, the next door neighbor.
Yeah.
Because
What-
it says that she has a legal right of way and he doesn't know why she's being blocked from her legal right of way.
Fine, but that is a street. That is a street
Right.
that nobody can park on.
right, if,
Other people can't park in front of their buildings there.
Right.
I can't.
we shouldn't have to wait 30 days, because the
Okay.
ordinance says December 1st to April 15th, and it says 11 to 8.
Okay,
So you're thinking just change it to 11 to 8?
Just change this notice, yeah.
well, let's
To 11
find,
to 8, and
let's
change
find
the April
out,
30th
but
to the
let me just
15th.
caution us to stop calling our expensive lawyer and call the free.
No, I'm not gonna call
Okay.
a lawyer. It's right here in the bylaws, and
Okay.
I'll talk to VLCT about it.
That's what I'm saying, call
Yeah.
VLCT, because they're free.
I'll make it
And,
happen.
I was hearing today how much our lawyer bill is, so if we
Ooh,
can get
yeah.
information for free, let's get it and not ask them every question. So, did you get an answer?
Parking.
So is there any, do you have any other business from Scott?
Yeah, I think this is one of the things.
Yeah, I thought there was something else.
No, actually, that's it, I think. There was a, this is related to that notice, and there's a recap sheet that we'll keep in here in the town hall.
For parking, yeah.
For parking notice violations.
Okay.
It's the date it happened, where it was located, the plate number, the
So that we
date
have
code.
a record.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
And then the
Perfect.
fees will be assessed, and we'll just keep it in the
Because
window.
they know,
in
they,
the
they
town
charged
hall.
us.
And they know
pays
that
to
they're not
complain.
supposed
Uh-huh.
to, yeah.
It
They
does.
know that it's not, that they're not
It
supposed
does.
to do this.
Okay,
So-
and I think the only follow-up that's needed now is to see if the sheriffs can enforce it.
Okay, well, I'll
And-
see what I'll
Yeah.
call him tomorrow.
When and if, I mean, if they
Yeah.
just wanted to pick one night a week when they're on a night shift and.
go through,
Go,
yeah,
go through
yeah.
and give out tickets.
Because I know when it doesn't snow, nobody really is too hepped up about
Right.
it, but
Now, here's a weird thing.
Mm-hmm.
You remember these old,
I've got them on my
Parking-
desk, I've
parking
got some on my
tickets.
desk, yeah,
I never pursued getting replacements.
right.
But this says a winter parking ban violation is $10
I know.
on here. So most of the, in fact, all of the vehicle violations are $10.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah, I
rate,
had some of them, yeah.
This 175 for towing is not, and that's
well,
what's
it's
gonna cost them.
$20 fee for them to get it.
I know.
And
$10
$10 storage
That's
per
gonna,
day.
we're gonna have a big headache over that, but so be it. People need to park.
That's correct.
And every landlord and every house has to have a driveway, so.
That's right.
There's not much, I mean, Mike Smith bought a new home so he could put all his vehicles
Right.
Yeah.
in it, so if, you know,
Yep.
if he wants to have 7 vehicles,
It looks nice up there now.
it
Yeah,
does,
it does
it
look
really
very
does.
nice.
It's
It does
very
look
nice.
good.
He did a good job. So is there any other business that he made?
I don't remember what I told you before.
Yeah.
I
There
have
was-
the contract
Oh, yeah,
assignment.
that's
Oh,
right.
yeah. We approved the meetings, we were talking about parking ban, SOS, he's got,
Yep.
veteran banners we did, and I've got reports question mark. You said somebody didn't do a report, or?
Oh, no, I was asking about the reports from the different departments for the town report, and apparently everybody sent them in.
She told me this afternoon that they were all.
Yeah, we're chasing, I talked to her too, we're chasing the one from solid waste. I spoke to
Right.
them this
And-
morning, and,
It's to their benefit to have it in, so. So Andy's got the SOS contract, we'll talk
So
about that.
basically, what Kylie said before, instead of a 3-year contract, we're going for a 5-year. We've only had a 3% increase, is what she.
That's what it always has been.
No, so we're actually saving money because we're going for a longer
Longer time,
contract.
yeah.
They're basically you know, they're securing funds for 5 years
Yep.
so they can
Yep.
work their people for 5 years.
And we are satisfied.
I've.
I have been for a
no
couple of years.
problems with-
I've had problems in the past, they've been straightened out.
Yep, yep.
Wasn't-
Everybody happy?
I'm just speaking from, I don't have
Yeah.
any experience with them.
Okay.
But a comment was made at a past meeting about,
Then
should they be doing more of the work themselves in terms of
Yep.
participating at,
Let me- this is-
you got an excavator and they're standing on the side
Are they
doing
paying for
this.
the excavator?
We are.
Through the
Oh,
budget, or,
oh, we are.
so,
We don't hire
They're
him for
hired-
nothing.
I don't know, I mean, you look at it this way, they're there participating with it, but are they in a ditch digging? Is that what we're getting at?
Well, again, it wasn't me, it was brought up at the one meeting
Mm-hmm.
that there's very little hands-on participation
When there's a project.
when there's a
What is
a
the
water
contract? Do you have the
project.
contract? What does it say about if we have to have like Alfred?
And it's in their budget, I mean, they,
Well, no, that's
they put it
fine.
on their
I
budget, but yeah,
understand.
no, I know what you're talking
I
about.
mean, they
though.
may pay
subbing
it
it
through
out, but-
SOS, but we are paying it through the town to the budget.
From my experience, the pipe that I saw,
Yeah.
it was the contractor that pulled the pipe out of the hole,
Mm-hmm.
and they replaced the pipe. So it was them doing
They
the
being-
work with their materials.
Okay,
And
So-
they actually did some work, but we don't have them, the.
No, I'm talking,
machines
I'm
to-
talking
oh,
the excavator.
the
that-
excavator put it in.
It was their materials, they replaced the pipe, etc. So, you know, Simons were there, they were running the camera and flushing water.
okay.
So
down-
they were helping.
To a certain extent, they weren't directly down in the hole where the
Well,
dirt
that's why I
was.
Well,
say,
I
are they
think-
responsible for that?
Yeah, I think that the complaint was actually, who wants to stand in the mud? Okay?
Someone's gotta,
I understand that, but
yeah.
should it be the subcontractor that gets hired to come in and dig the hole and put the pipe in? Or should it be SOS?
Well, the contractor is putting the pipe in.
They
right?
need to stand in the mud.
You know what I'm saying? It's just,
Yeah, but it's, you know,
we're getting some very good pricing from the subcontractors. And I would not like to see them alienated
No.
because
Because they're
SOS
local,
is,
usually local.
SOS is managing the project, just like I used to fail in business doing by sharpening my finger and pointing like this.
but if you call someone to come in
To do a job.
with
it's the
their
whole job.
supplies to come in to do a job, they dig a hole, they take out the old pipe and they put in the new pipe, their materials, then they bill out the service to the town with their materials on top of that.
Right.
I would just think that would, in my mind, if, it's just like being an electrician.
Guaranteeing your own work by
Yeah.
you doing it yourself,
Yeah.
because if you have somebody else do it and
Well,
it messes up, then
okay.
it's whose
It's
It's
fault.
on them, yeah.
I'm
Same
fine
with
with
the
it,
plumbing.
I'm just passing along the
Yeah.
comment, that's all.
I'm just
And-
wondering if that's what the case is and stuff
Only
like
because
that.
I was on the board longer than anybody. I can remember once Mr. Shover got done, we had nothing but trouble for a couple of years with water and sewer. This has been like a burden off us to have this. I mean, I know we're paying for it. We also paid for, somebody to run the water and sewer. It wasn't like it was free.
Right.
And so,
Right.
and the responsibility is on them, and
I'm
it's really
fine with
been
I'm
a
not-
blessing,
No, it's just.
the
you
way
know,
it used to be,
the
yeah.
Details of it. I'm thinking if I hired someone to come in and replace my sewer system or dig up and replace a pipe, I'm not gonna be the one jumping in the hole.
Right,
Very
So-
true.
That's
I
what you're
agree.
paying for, you're paying for them to do
Exactly.
it, yeah. You're paying,
but it's,
gotta pay them anyway, so.
yeah,
And I have
okay,
my own septic, so, yeah.
yeah,
Right,
okay.
right, exactly, and,
Yeah.
and I know that anytime we have a job that they are there, and I would assume that they would assist when they could.
They were there to run cameras.
Yeah.
I was there at one dig that they did.
Yes, I stopped.
And I witnessed them running the cameras
Mm-hmm.
down in the hole. I mean, they're qualified to run these cameras. I
Yeah.
would say they're,
I know, and, and
I
the
watched
key is
them.
on them.
I watched them working in front of my house when they repaved the road, they were putting the new collars in for
actually
the,
last winter I was I witnessed them over on Noy Street replace or fix a leak, and
Yeah.
they were down in the hole, they were
Yeah.
cleaning the pipe.
Oh,
before-
there's
I'm-
been plenty of times.
Again,
Yeah,
don't take it personally.
no, I'm not
I,
taking it
I,
personally.
no, I like,
But this is
I
what
like them, and I
this is
think.
what I witnessed is what
Yeah.
I'm getting at, so.
I'm just telling you, it was a lot worse before.
Yeah, no, I was
We
around.
may have some complaints now, but
I was around before.
I'm talking,
I know,
yeah.
I
Like when
know.
I first got on the board, oh.
And people are going to school to get, engineering
Yes,
degrees and.
we were messed up a lot.
Yep.
And,
Anyway, so this new agreement is a 3% increase for each of the next 5
5
years?
3% and then the same price?
Yeah.
Or is it 3% every year?
yeah, we need to know that. We probably should say how much it is along with the 3%, just to have it in the minutes.
It's in the budget.
True, you're
It
right.
is in the budget.
Yeah.
I'm looking for it.
It's okay. People all over Franklin County are, waiting to see it on the video. Or probably Franklin, Grand Isle. and-
Personnel.
Who else do you send it to?
Oh, the whole world.
The whole
Really?
world.
Maintenance program.
Oh, once it's on YouTube, sure.
It's on, yeah, it's on YouTube.
Compliance, Facility compliance, water meters compliance, permit renewal, insurance, general liability. Initial term of the agreement shall commence on March 1st, 2022, and remain in effect for 5 consecutive years until March 28. Renewal prior to the end of this agreement, either party would like to terminate the agreement. Compensation. During contract, the owner shall pay SOS a monthly service fee of $17,000 as the consideration of services provided. To the terms of this agreement, the owner shall pay SOS a monthly fee within 30 days. I'm looking for it, but I can't find it.
Can't see the grand total.
$17,000 a month.
Well, that's 170 times, plus 34.
So has it just gone up 3% for 5 years is the way I'm.
I'm
About
thinking,
4 or
I
5
think we
years,
got
yeah.
locked in for 3%
Right.
increase, not a yearly increase of
Correct.
3% is
Right,
what
3%.
I took it as, but
Okay.
So we're gonna be paying $17,000 a month for the next 5 years.
Correct.
Okay, sounds like a good deal to me.
Did you make a motion yet?
I haven't made a motion yet.
Okay.
I can make a motion that we accept this contract and sign
I'll
it.
second it.
Okay, you ready to vote? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We just gotta sign off on it, I believe.
Yeah, we
Yes.
gotta sign it. Is there any other business we need to take care of tonight? I didn't think of.
No.
Do we need an executive session or anything?
Go into executive session for
Okay.
personnel, but after
Okay,
that, I
then-
don't have
yeah,
anticipated.
we'll be
vote.
done, we aren't gonna make any decisions, so you
Okay.
can take off.
Making a motion to go into executive session, yeah.
I'll second it.
Yeah.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.